Welcome back to Benner's Stride. My name is Sydney, and a little bit about this channel is we talk about equine business related topics. Today is going to be a little different than usual. We will be making equine cookies, and I thought this would be the best time, especially before Thanksgiving, so they can have a little treat before Thanksgiving too. And so you'll hear my dog running around, so if you hear noise, I apologize ahead of time. So let's go start on the cookies. So I already set up the cookies on what they need, so we'll be doing two different cookies today. One is the homemade Oat Treat and the Peppermint Cookies. So I will leave a link down below on the recipe and everything. We'll start with the homemade Oat Treat, and I got it from littlehouseliving.com. So thanks to her for finding this recipe for the equine. Also, for example, I do not have molasses, so I will be substituting the molasses. So what you need is one large carrot, which I went the easy route and got the grated already, or the shredded. One large apple, and then molasses, but we don't have it, so I'm using brown sugar with a little water, 2.5 cups oats, so there's the oats, and then 2 tablespoons oil, and I will be using vegetable oil. And I highly recommend vegetable oil. That's what I use on my horses, and their coat came out very shiny. Now, it's your equine, do what you know, because each equine is different. So if they're allergic to something, find something else. So let's go ahead and start mixing all this together. It needs to bake at 400 degrees. Okay, so now we want to add the shredded carrot, okay, next the apple. No, I'm no professional shredder. I'm just doing what works for me. 2 down now. Can't go without measuring cups. Okay, after adding all of the apple and carrot together, now I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Okay, what that for is going to be 1/2 tablespoon measurement. 2 down now. Okay, now we're going to mix it together, so that's like something just to mix. Do you ever feel like it's a hunch in your kitchen sometimes before I'm doing this? It tends to happen this household. Can't go without measuring cups. Okay, after adding all of the apple and carrot together, now I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. It may look like I poured 4. It's because I'm using a half tablespoon measurement. Now we're going to mix it together, so I gotta find something else to mix. Do you ever feel like it's a hunt in your kitchen sometimes? Like, where am I going to find this? It tends to happen in this house a lot. That didn't happen, right? Now we're going to add in the molasses, which I'm using brown sugar for today. Now we're going to mix it together again. Okay, I wasn't able to pack it down because it's pretty stiff. The bread didn't do a good job keeping it soft. So I'm going to add this and then add probably a half tablespoon of water to this. Okay, now we're going to do 2½ cups of the oats. What if I make a bigger mess? We'll see. Yep, there was that mess. So now we're going to mix it together again. I added about a ½ cup of water, so we'll see how that does. Okay, that was a lot. So I'm going to grab a pan, so I recommend a pan, and I'm going to spray it with canola oil, because that's the only spray I have right now. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to dump this into it. So it recommends having it down with a spoon, but I just like to use this. I'll show you. I should pick a smaller pan than this, but it'll work, right? A cookie's a cookie. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add more water to this, and I am honestly just going to guesstimate it because of the way the brown sugar is. It doesn't have the consistency as molasses does, because you can obviously tell the difference between the two. But I'm going to go ahead and add more water to this to get that little more consistent look to it as molasses would. Okay, I added about a half a cup of water, so we'll see how that does. First, we'll try to pick up the mess. Maybe that wasn't the greatest idea I thought it would be, but okay, that looked like it did a lot better. So I'm going to grab a pan because it recommends a pan, and then I'm going to spray it with canola oil because that's the only spray I have right now. So I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and sprayed it. Now I'm going to dump this into it. I'll show you. I guess I should have picked a smaller pan than this, but it'll work, right? A cookie is a cookie. Maybe we didn't have flour and stuff all over the counters, right? Okay, I probably grated a carrot. Okay, now I'm going to put it in the 400-degree oven. It's already done preheating and everything. And it's recommended for about 40 minutes or until crispy. And then also you want to let it cool before you start digging into it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven, and then we'll start on the next cookie. First, I'll try to pick up my mess. Maybe that wasn't the greatest idea I thought it would be, but I don't think I'll be keeping these cards much longer. We'll be doing the peppermint cookies now. So it calls for 2 cups flour, 2 cups oat, 1 cup grated carrot, 2/3 cup molasses, and then a peppermint candy. So again, I'll be substituting the molasses for the brown sugar, and then we have no peppermint candies after Halloween. Who would have guessed? So we won't have peppermint candy in this. But I'll explain the directions as if you were doing the peppermint cookie. Or I'll explain this as if you're adding the peppermint to the cookie. 30 minutes just to give a quick look just in case. I just got flour in my eye. I guess it wouldn't be cooking if you didn't have flour and stuff all over your counters, right? Okay, a cup of the grated carrots. Okay, we have to mash this banana somehow. Okay, just finished the banana and looked at the dog because he's cute. Okay, so what do we got to do now? I lost my thought of train. Okay, we'll add 2 cups oats. I recommend a bigger bowl if you're doing either one of these cookies because these bowls are apparently too small. Okay. Now the molasses. So it recommends 2/3 cup molasses. I'm going to just use my cup. Who doesn't want a little more sugar in their life, right? I can only imagine how the horses would feel with a little more sugar. That'd be one interesting riding day, needless to say. Okay, I'm going to add some water to this. I have no idea how much I'm going to measure, so I'm just going to put it in with it. So I'm going to estimate, and I'll be back. Oops. Guess who gets to clean the floor? I wish it wasn't me. Okay, I'm going to add some water to this. I have no idea how much I'm going to measure because I'm just going to put it in with it. So I'm going to guesstimate, and then I'll be back. another spatula. I feel like I put too much flour, like 2 cups was too much. This recipe was from herridinghabit.com. Right now, I feel like I put too much flour, like 2 cups was too much. Alright, so, I'll be right back again. Okay, I'm going to make a cookie sheet and ball that onto my cookie sheet. Look, it's going to get messy. Okay, I'm going to add a little water to this because it doesn't look right. So, I'll be right back again. So far, making both of these, I highly recommend just buying the molasses before even starting this project because brown sugar just is not right. It's just not right. Okay, I'm going to make a cookie shape, like a little ball style, onto my cookie sheet. Look, it's gonna get messy. So far, making both of these, I highly recommend just buying the molasses before even starting this project because the brown sugar just, it's not right. Like it's just not right. This last little part does not want to stick together. Okay, this is what's left, and I'm just going to get rid of it, which is unfortunate. I didn't want to get rid of anything, but how do you cook with stuff that doesn't want to stay together? Okay, sorry, I have to move you guys. I'm not going to be great. And the angle's not great. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check the ones in the oven. Looking good, but not quite done yet. Yep. This last little part does not want to stick together. Into the next. Okay, this is what's left, and I'm just going to get rid of it, which is unfortunate. I didn't want to get rid of anything, but how do you cook with stuff that doesn't want to stay together? Sorry, I had to move you guys, so the lighting's not going to be great. angle's not great. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check the ones in the oven. They're looking good, but not quite done yet. So we're going to wait another 13 minutes, which will be like a millisecond maybe for you. So we will check on it then, and then we will put these cookies, the peppermint cookies, into the oven next. And this also gives me a chance to clean up my mess over there. See you soon. Okay, gotta grab a little mitts. Okay, we just pulled out the homemade oat treat, so now we're going to put in the peppermint treats. And so we have to turn the oven down. It says 350. So I already know it's hot enough from the first one because the first one was 400. So it says cook it for about 10 minutes and then so you'll want to add the peppermint during cooking. So what I put, it didn't have a recommendation, so this is what I'm guesstimating is for 5 minutes of cooking and then let it cook again for another 5 minutes with the peppermint in there. So 5 minutes no peppermint, 5 minutes peppermint. But because we don't have a peppermint, we can't test this whole cooking experience. So let's go ahead and put those in, and then we'll wait 10 minutes, which will not be 10 minutes for you. It'll be quick. So let's do it. Sometimes it's amazing what kind of treats we conjure up for our equine or our animals in general. Okay, I have both sheets in there. So let's start the timer for 10 minutes. Okay, now we'll wait while this cools down and then the other ones cook, and then we'll see what they look at the end. Okay, now we can completely turn the oven off. By the way, this is what time it is when I'm doing cookies. Afternoon cookies. Okay. Got my knuckle there on the door. Okay, so I just dished up the homemade oat treat and then the peppermint treat. So I'm going to give you my quick thoughts before we eat it on the whole cooking thing. So I do think the molasses would be super helpful when it comes to the consistency of both of these, because the homemade didn't quite stick very well together when I was taking it out of the pan. And then the peppermint cookie, I think just had like not enough molasses or too much flour. I'm not quite sure. But they, like, I don't know. It looks like a good healthy cookie, needless to say. So I will grab another person and have them help taste test with me. Okay, so here's my fellow taste tester. This is the homemade oat treat.
Okay.
And then this is the peppermint cookies without peppermint.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'll try two. So my opinion is the homemade oat treat, which is this, doesn't have quite too much flavor. It's just a lot of oat, and I think it does need molasses. What's your thoughts on the peppermint cookie?
I think with peppermint it would be pretty good. Otherwise it's pretty bland. But the texture is not too bad.
Okay, I'll switch you. I agree with the peppermint cookie. Maybe not like the hard peppermint, but the soft peppermint for human consumption. But what's your thought on the homemade oat treat?
Has more flavor. Other than that, it's kind of like just eating drier oatmeal.
Do you think it's equine approved?
I'm sure a horse would love this.
Okay, so we just finished the taste testing, and hopefully you saw that. So that kind of tells our reviews and what our thoughts are for human-wise. Horse-wise, I do think that it'd be a good treat, but very messy treat at the end of the day. It did make a good amount for horse treats. They're not gonna last as long, say, as if you just went and bought horse treats from like a container or something. But it's also something special. You cooked them, it's a little treat or something. So thanks again for joining here on Benner Stride. We appreciate all your likes, comments, and subscribes. And in the comments down below, let us know if you made any of these treats. And then I'll also, in the description below, I'll link, because I made 2 other cookie recipes prior to these. So let me know if you made any of them. I'd love to hear your thoughts and how your horse liked them if you made them for your equine. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.